We're the voices of experiencers, and we are the experiencers of extraterrestrials. Just what's out there in the abyss, in the darkness of the unknown. It's time for disclosure and it's time for truth, because what lies in the darkness brings powerful transformation. We're the bridge between two different worlds, with one foot in this reality and one in the next. The shift is here, along with profound integration. Just who are extraterrestrials and what are their plans? It's time to find out with the Voices of Contact.
We are the voices of experiencers because we are the experiencers. It's time for disclosure and it's time for truth, because truth brings powerful transformation. We are the voices of change. We are about evolution on an expansive level, living life without fear and becoming the bridge between two different realities. Profound evolution is here. Profound integration is here. This is the Voices of Contact. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary. I'm a channeler and psychic medium. I'm also a hypnosis regressionist for ET experiencers, and I work with MUFON doing regression work. I also work with PTSD experiencers, paranormal experiencers, and victims of crime to assist them in recall. I'm really looking forward to another amazing show tonight with our panel. I just want to say to you guys that the work that you're doing here with me is so impactful, like literally it's life-changing. And I thank you for being a part of it and being here with me. It means more than you realize to me as well as the listeners. So allow me to introduce some of my most favorite people. First, we have Deb and RJ DeRoos. They're authors, paranormal UFO researchers, and they're experiencers themselves. And they also are the founders of the Michigan UFO Contact that happens every year in Houghton Lake, Michigan at the end of September. They're owners and managers of Mystical Awakenings Radio, Mystical Awakening VODCAST on the YouTube channel, and at the Mystical Awakenings Metaphysical Store in Houghton Lake, Michigan. Last but definitely not least, we have our amazing new panelist, Deborah Jordan Cobble. She was the central figure in Bud Hopkins' international bestseller, Intruders, The Incredible Visitations at Copley Woods, which was actually made into a CBS miniseries in 1992. She's co-author of the book Abducted, The Story of the Intruders Continues, and author of Extraordinary Contact, Life Beyond Intruders. She's a former Indiana MUFON investigator and co-founder of her own paranormal group, Paranormal Underground, and host of the Midwest Paratalk podcast. With the amazing panel that we have tonight, I know that anything is possible. And we are going to get down deep into discovery and answers to what's actually really happening out there. This show is all about transmutating the light from the dark and replacing fear with knowledge. Through my regression work, I have come across amazing cases with some amazing clients. It is my passion to work with them and to help them have a better understanding of the contact they've had. Whether they were taken, have had contact in the physical realm, or through a dream state. I'm grateful that my clients have agreed to allow me to use the regressions on the Voices of Contact. Tonight, this is the place to be, because the panel breaks down the experiences, providing powerful feedback. I love it, because all the listeners get to learn and connect, and the person that I regressed walks away even more immersed in the experience with a new perspective on their contact. Literally, it's a win-win, right? This is the Voices of Contact. Hi, everyone. How are you guys tonight?
Good.
Good.
Good to see you guys.
Everyone.
Yes, it's wonderful to be together again.
You guys all been up to?
Just keeping busy.
A lot of
that time of
events.
year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dodging
storms, event season.
Cleaning.
Yeah,
I like to be everywhere.
yeah. Well, same here, dodging storms and trying to clean.
Mm-hmm. We've got, I think we've been in our basement more this year than we've been in the basement in years, all
Really?
Summer.
Bad
I've been
stuff.
down in my basement like 4 or 5 times in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's Wisconsin. We're not, our tornadoes, I mean, we get them now, but it's usually like July, August.
Yeah.
I'm Like, I'm really tired of being in the basement.
It's
I'm
only
good.
May. Yeah.
I know that feeling. I mean, I feel like Mother is mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, she's
She's
going through
like,
changes. Yeah, she's going through changes just like us. So it's time.
Well, I wish she'd like maybe hold her breath for a while.
yeah,
Wind is a little much.
yeah.
Tell you what, there was a gentleman. They took his stuff off the internet. He was tracking that the pole was shifting back to Siberia, 23 degrees. It's moving very quickly, and all the data they added on, they took it off, and so I think we're going through a pole shift, and it's changing the seasons a little bit because the Earth is tilt. It goes 23 degrees this way, 23 degrees this way. So I think we're in that right now. So it causes little weather patterns change. But anyway, nothing to worry about. There's tilting.
Great.
We're wobbling.
That explains a lot about me.
Yeah, I know it is.
No wonder I feel like this.
Get some steady feet underneath you.
No kidding.
So for tonight's show, it's with a gentleman who finds himself on a craft with ET that seems familiar to him. And it feels more like a celebration to him. Like he can tell that they are excited. He's on the craft. And they're showing him that it's because he's ready to level up to the next level and get a new purpose. And they fill in gaps for him of the experiences that he had. So this first one, he finds himself on the craft. And at first, his vision's a little blurry, but it starts to clear up and he's able to focus around him. And this is where he comes into it, starts to realize that there's been a leveling up for him. So give me one moment. Describe what's happening to me.
I'm on board. I can sense 3 of them. It's murky. It's really hard to see.
So it's like blurry?
Very blurry.
So what's happening?
They're happy that I'm ready.
What are you ready for?
Things are gonna get crazy.
Know that you're safe. You're not going to experience anything. You're very well protected. All you're doing is observing and telling me what happened. What's getting crazy?
Big societal disconnect. Nothing making everyday things will make less and less sense. More people will do callous things to others because they're not connected in a physical sense. It's like a dark echo of they are consciousness. They are not real, but the corollary to their state is a digital existence where people seep into a digital world of our making, and we in effect sort of create a field of consciousness in a digital state. We're seeping into this virtual world, which is growing, and it's like their state, but in their state there is peace. It is of peace. It is of harmony. It is of mathematical perfection. It's of balance. It's natural. It's life. And we're creating a replica of that, but ours is death. We're creating a death version of their life existence.
Now, you said the 3 beings were happy that you were there and happy that you were ready. What are you ready for?
To do something different.
What is it going to be that's different?
One way to put it is there are others like myself that haven't found each other, that haven't seen each other. And now they're giving us the gift of being together. We will be together. We've done good work for them. And we will be together.
In what way will you be together?
Physically, here for a short while, then perhaps somewhere else. Those who make it.
So, like temporarily, you'll be working together here?
Yes, they're losing us as a whole.
And then where are you going to go after that?
Well, I mean, it kind of sounds doom and gloom, but it's not. I mean, it's just like if you're not on board or you're not vibrating at that frequency that he's talking about, you will be, you'll be on your whatever frequency. But so, I mean, not everybody's going to be ready for this change, whatever's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think he's saying. And they're trying to bring more like-minded people together to get ready to go where we're supposed to evolve to. Now, does that mean that we're better than anybody else? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that our vibration has to reach a certain where we're supposed to go with other people. Does that make sense? I mean, yeah. So, but yeah, not everybody's going to be vibrating on the same level, and not everybody's going to go there, and there's going to be some chaos when it goes down, no doubt. But I think we'll be okay. I hope.
I just think, like, I always felt like something told me that the changes that come, well, anybody can participate, but not everyone will choose to be your choice.
Right.
It'll be a choice, but it'll be there for you if you want.
Yeah.
You know, and some people can't deal with change, even if it's good change. It's still uncomfortable for them. You know, it's still stressful. So I don't know. I'm thinking when he was saying their world is all peace and love and light, and we're like dark. In my mind, I saw a negative on a piece of film. Do you guys remember what film looks like?
Right.
I do. Yeah.
I do.
You
I'm
know,
old.
it's been a minute. But I was thinking of the negative, where the negative of that photograph, and they're the positive, but the picture is still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we just need to change the color, change the vibration, I guess, because
Right.
it's still there for us, but we just have to change that. And
So
that's
we're
what
we're
went
the
in my
death
mind.
scenario of their life scenario.
Yeah, we're
is
like
what I
the
heard.
upside down, you know, the mirror image, only backwards, or you know.
Well, interesting enough, in a negative, my beard would be black, and this would be white. This would be black. Your shirt, Mary, would be white, and your undershirt would be black. Your hair would be white.
Yeah. Yep. And I think part of it is talking about that purpose of, as light workers in general, and, the kind of work we all do, it's all about connecting with as many people as we can and raise that vibration to get them ready for the shift. So that hopefully there'll be more and more and more who can vibrate to that level and want to shift.
Right. And it sounds like, he was saying, he's kind of graduating or moving up. But didn't he say they were digital? Is that what it?
Yeah, I think it talks more about us being more of that digital world, and we're kind of stuck. That's where we're stuck. Where, versus all the technology that we could possibly have, we're more stuck at that lower vibration.
Okay, so that makes sense. But there was a lot. I mean, there was a lot there, but what I took from it is they are working with certain individuals like him, and there are others on his same level, and they're preparing us, bringing us together for things like the show, but to help prepare others. And people are on different levels with them, but I keep going back to the vibration thing. If our vibrations aren't high enough, and then I wonder, is this something we control? I mean, many of us do try to, amp up our vibrations and stay loving and kind and all of that. But I almost feel like they also decide, okay, this one, they're going to be at this level. Kind of like, how old is your soul? Does that make sense? So there are certain ones who have been through a lot more, and then there's some that are still working on those things and still learning.
And there's some that are never going to get it.
Right.
Sadly.
Yeah, possibly not in this lifetime.
Yeah, I mean,
or any lifetime.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Deb.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
well, I feel too that like they have the ability to raise our vibrations for us as well.
Right. Yeah. That's
because I've experienced that myself, where it was almost like healing work done out of nowhere. And at first I wasn't really sure what it was, but I remember my vibration going so high that it felt like I was rising off the bed. So I feel like they have the ability to do that for us too, to an extent.
Absolutely. Yeah. We kind of had an experience last night. Well, Saturday, I was working out of town and ended up with a friend of mine having missing time, and called RJ because I was like super confused. And he had also been experiencing missing time kind of in that same time frame. So it was, and I know we sound crazy, but this really happened.
Yeah, she called me up. Can you help us out? I said, no, because the same thing happened to me just a little while ago. It was 8 o'clock at night to about 8:30. And I was all happy, sitting down, watching one of the speakers at the Awakening Conference, the guy, and I was like, oh, well, next thing I know, I'm waking up, it's 8:30, and my computer says there was an error. And the first thing I thought, did they just get me? Where did I go? I was wide awake. So, and then I get a phone call like 8 minutes later. Hey, we had some missing time going on here, coming back from, and I said, oh my God. So,
but I've been feeling like something is coming, like I'm being prepared for something. And it might be this sort of shift that he's talking about. And then last night, went to bed. My body was really hurting. I've been, real busy, a lot going on. And all of a sudden my ears started ringing so loud. So I turned and said, are your ears ringing? It was so loud I literally had to keep putting my hands over my ears. Not that it helped.
When was that?
Last night.
Between 9:30, 10:30.
Okay. The night before, I had the same exact experience. I felt like it was the air pressure changing in my ear. Everything, my head felt weird, and the air pressure around me changed, and I was hearing something. But it was the night before. Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't tell you this, but after that happened to me that night, my hearing is like increased. My senses are more aware. Something's going on. I mean, I'm just like, I can hear things that I don't know what's going on, but it was weird.
So it's really interesting to be hearing this now. Because, with all of this stuff going on and feeling like, well, something is going on. We're being prepared, or we're getting massive downloads, and possibly the vibrations today, I feel very light-bodied. So, that usually to me means a raise in vibration.
Yeah, that's a good way to put
So-
it. Seems
Yeah, just yep.
Sounds like
So
you
this-
guys just needed a little tune up.
Right. Yeah, they were fixing us. So it's kind of the perfect time to be hearing this regression.
It's funny how they always fit in, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gotta love synchronicity. Yeah.
Or whoever's putting this together. They're pretty
I'll know
clever.
for sure when I get the Morse code confirmation.
yeah. No, I'm waiting for that. Well, that doesn't happen until next Friday. Yeah.
All right. So for this next clip, he talks about, connecting with new people and people coming together and working with different people. So I figured that reflects the leveling up, is bringing new people into his energy to work more towards his purpose with why he works with ET. So give me one moment.
I don't know. They haven't said. I don't know if I understand. I don't know if I want to know.
So are they doing anything physically with you at the moment?
They're putting me in touch. They're making me visible. I make myself visible, and others that they may find me, and then we find each other, and we understand that we help heal each other, and then we move on.
Where would you move on to?
I don't know. It's not like what we are. It's something different than what we are now.
So how do you feel laying in this room with the beings?
I wasn't laying. I was standing.
And why did they blur your vision?
I haven't had an encounter like this in a long time. And I think they're being respectful. I see just enough to know what's happening, and the four of us there, well, five of us, me and the three beings and the other person.
So this happened recently to the show?
I do believe this happened back in 2021.
Okay.
You said they blurred his vision because it had been a while since he'd had an experience.
Yeah, the way he put it, it's been a while since he'd had an experience like that one.
Mm-hmm.
So he felt that they were blurring his vision to kind of
Take
ease him
the
in.
edge off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if that's what he meant.
Don't look behind the curtain.
So his experience was around 2021.
Mhm.
Here we are in 2024. So if you think about what has happened in the last 3 years, a ton has happened with ufology, with Congress holding hearings, with people coming together, with people being more willing to speak out.
The TikToks. And,
So I got goosebumps when you said 2021, and I got goosebumps when he was talking about it, because it's like, okay, this makes sense. This makes total sense that they would be working with us to bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
we were just getting out of COVID then. Remember that? And everybody put COVID back up, and there was, people started living again.
Yeah.
And of course, some of us believe that even COVID happened for a reason. We were supposed to be shut down. We were supposed to slow down, to look at things differently, to feel things differently.
I always felt like COVID was and this is kind of what I was shown from one of my first experiences with the ET. Right before COVID hit, I had a vision where I was on a craft, and they gave me a timeline, and they told me something was coming. that we all were going to need to prepare for. I didn't realize it was COVID at the time. But what they showed me was it was like that first vibrational shift. And so those who weren't going to be able to shift to the 5D, they were given the option to leave through COVID. And that's why as the vibrations raised, you saw so many riots and people angry and protest and all the craziness, because those people were trying to adjust to a vibration they weren't used to.
Right.
That's always been my take on it, my personal take.
Yeah.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense, because here we are going through a pandemic and people were literally going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just the separation and the hatred, and yeah, that makes sense to me.
Hasn't really improved much.
No.
So, not picking up good vibrations.
It's getting a little better. It's getting a little better every day.
Well, I mean, definitely one thing that it did is it did visibly show the difference in types of humans.
Yeah.
It's so obvious now. It's like we can almost walk down the street and spot like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
Where before we thought we were all the same. And truly, maybe we're not.
Oh, we're definitely not.
like oil and water.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think there's at least two different species of humans that live on this planet. Truthfully,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Well, I think many are not truly, totally from this planet.
That is true. All right. So for this next clip, he talks about, he's still on the craft and he's communicating with these ETs, and they're talking about him paying attention to the signs that they send to him. They're constantly trying to send him signs, but he's stubborn and refuses to see, so they have to send him over and over and over again.
I don't see nothing.
There's nothing different than that, is there?
Around you. So what's happening around you?
Just, it feels like a graduation party almost. I think of it as a homecoming. I did okay, and I'm ready, and things will happen, and I should watch for signs and follow those signs.
Did they tell you what kind of signs to watch for?
In some cases, I should watch for rabbits. Rabbits are a sign.
What else?
Synchronicities.
The small things that happen?
Small and big.
And is this how they show that they're still with you?
Sure. It shows that I'm on the right path.
So the more signs you get, the more you know that you're on the right path?
Yeah. They need to show me double, extra, because I get all analytical on them, and so they have to give me an extra serving to show me that I should be reading what they're showing me.
Sort of like chicken nuggets in the bag that you didn't order?
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
bonus nuggets.
Well,
I know, right?
It's funny because in the interview, he said that weird things happened to him, and that was one of the things he described. Was he goes going through the McDonald's and having chicken nuggets in there, and
I didn't order them. Because that stuff happens to me all the time. So it was funny that during the regressions, like, yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So that definitely proves he's in a
Yeah. It's,
in a
whatever
deep
that means, Stephen.
yeah.
Doesn't it sound like, okay, so, you know, you've got that picture up showing like it's a celebration, a graduation. I know that was a photo that you just happened to put up, but from the sounds of the description of it, it's almost like a death to me of somebody old and coming into something new. So
Right.
it's not to be like the death doula today, because I keep going back to that.
No,
But it sounds like very much like there is a death
reborn.
and reborn into this other thing.
Yeah.
Like, yay, you made it through that sludgy human experience, and now you're this, or you're remembering that you're this. But it does kind of give me that weirdo vibe, like, you know, we're all sludging around down here like zombies, waiting for this uplift to come.
Reborn
Am I
again.
wrong? I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It should be a joyous occasion. Oh, yay, you made it through this. But yet he's still existing on this plane. Correct? So does he remember without hypnosis that he's been enlightened?
He does.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes me feel better.
He's a little stubborn and he won't
very analytical.
Yes, not necessarily focus on the spiritual side. What he meant when he said he was analytical. So he sees the spiritual side, but he analyzes it all.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, you know, Dana's talking about it's almost like a death, and his sign, one of his signs is the rabbit. So something, fertility, new birth, new beginnings.
Which would also indicate he's in a different, I don't know. I'm probably just reading too much into it, but
no, I think it's like the Christians say, they're born again,
okay.
Born again, and that's what I get from it. But
without dipping in the water.
Yeah, dipping in the water. Yeah. But yeah, you know, you're reborn. I mean, you're reborn into a new enlightenment, a new way of living.
As long as that's, you know, when he's not under regression, as long as it's translating into his life here, it's great. Because I can imagine if you get enlightened and you don't have a regression or know what's going on, you're going to feel like a whack job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And especially for somebody who is very analytical and stubborn, as he said, you know, he said they have to kind of double show him signs because
I need a signier sign. Yes.
Yeah. It's like all the engineers I used to work with at the automotive plant, you know, they're brilliant minds, but they have blinders on. Right. They only see this tiny little tunnel that their brains are programmed to see, and that's their job, and that's what they do. Right. You know, all this spectacular stuff. I used to have a T-shirt that said, "It's Hug an Engineer Day. He won't like it, but do it anyway." You know.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So, you know, yeah. So,
what was that comedian said? Give him a sign, give him the sign, or here's your sign.
Here's your sign.
Sign everywhere. Sign.
But you know, if you think about ufology as a whole, when you know, for many, many years, it has been very analytical. It has been very nuts and bolts.
They were nuts and boltsy as hell.
Yeah. And I mean, especially with like your bigger organizations and stuff, very nuts and bolts. But if you don't add in that spiritual side, if you don't have all aspects of everything that's happening, you're not going to get a clear picture of what really is going on in this multiverse. You're only seeing, you know, this part because that's the scientific. You know, it has to be a whole.
They about to have an epiphany, I believe.
Yeah, right. So, you know, in the way he's talking, would make you think that that is where he kind of that bridge he's crossing is okay. You've got that down pat. You've been very analytical. You miss the signs. You're not seeing this part of it. So now you're ready. So we're going to show you all of it. That's the way I take it anyways. And he made the comment about synchronicities. So, I think that's a good thing for him and for all of us to pay attention to synchronicities and rabbits, and notice things. Archie and I talk often about things that are seen in the sky. And so many people go, oh, did I see something? Oh, probably not. Okay, so what are we getting at the store? You know what I mean? We're so easy to brush it off and think, it's probably nothing. So we all need to be a little more aware, pay attention to the synchronicities and what's going on around us. So he's not only did he learn, and he's kind of come to a new part of his mission here, but we can all learn from him.
Yeah. So with this next clip, it goes along with what Deb's already saying, where the ETs are talking to him about having more faith in the signs that he's getting and pay attention more to those. And this is where they start to fill in the gaps of his experiences. So letting him know things that were blocked and things that were missed and things that he didn't realize he had experienced before. So give me one moment.
Sometimes you just have
in the bag that you didn't order.
Yeah, whatever that means. At best, it could be taken as a sign that things happen that don't make any sense on our level. That could have only come from invisible source. That thing, see the invisible, believe the incredible, and receive the impossible. That thing.
They kind of have faith that everything and anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do next while you're still on board?
We're there for about an hour or so, and they're filling in gaps of encounters that I've had that were either blocked or by me or withheld from me, showing me lots of things that I've done on board.
So it was sort of like you were able to get more answers since you were ready?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now, do they do the same thing with the friend that you're with?
She's told them that she doesn't want to remember.
Why doesn't she want to remember?
It's stressful.
See, like I said, not everybody wants this.
Right.
Not everybody wants to ascend, or however you put it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it depends on who takes you too. What the experience was. Some are not nice. Some are good. But
Well, and some we don't even know, but the fear of the unknown,
Right.
can be pretty great. And if, I can totally relate with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and even a non-paranormal, non-UFO contact, life change, even if it's positive change, is still highly stressful for some people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's easier sometimes to think about the grocery list. For sure. Yeah. So his friend, his friend doesn't want to remember, but apparently his friend is with him, and they discuss this
Mm-hmm.
on a awakened level.
That I don't know if they've actually discussed it in general. I'm not even sure if the friend is aware, because from my understanding, they didn't want to know because they don't have the family support. So this is just somebody who he's been on the crap with, and from my understanding, several times. But they don't want to remember.
Right. Well, I'm wondering. I can't help but wonder if that's exactly why they're on the ship together, and why they are friends, because this friend does need some support and does need to be able to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And in our experience, usually once somebody has been regressed and starts to face, okay, this is what went on, and it was possibly not as scary or terrible as we thought it might have been, then they can start to heal and deal with it.
Yeah.
And learn from it. So I'm thinking
But
that
this friend has been with this other person multiple times.
Yes.
The sounds of it. So if that person doesn't care to remember this, why do they keep taking that person?
They're working with that person. They just give them the option of if they want to carry it around with them and be aware of it or not be aware of it at all. And that person chooses not to be aware of it.
But at some point, you're going to have to become aware of it, I would think.
And I think at some point when somebody's ready vibrationally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if that friend is being taken at the same time, it's to me for a reason. And they may be what they are learning and going through. Their mission might be even more important. I mean, we don't know. That person doesn't know. But it may be a very important mission. They might get information that people need to know.
That's just me, like, you don't want to get with the program? Okay, you're out. Somebody in that needs to be with the program. I don't know. It just sounds counterproductive to.
Hey, pay attention here.
I'm not one of them, so I don't know exactly what
Right.
Well, maybe they're like into it when it's happening there. It's just they don't want to bring it back.
They don't want to remember it when they wake up.
Yeah.
Come back home.
Yeah.
Why do I have these strange marks on my body?
They want to live a double life.
Right, Dana.
Why is there a ring burned into my grass in the backyard?
Yeah, see, I'm more hard-headed. So once I'm in, I'm all in.
In for a penny, in for a pound, man.
Go big or go home. That's my motto.
Right. That's kind of me. If it's going to happen, I want to know.
But that's
what
just
the agenda is here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Deb. I'm all in. Whatever they want, let's go for it.
Right. But we've had someone on not too terribly long ago that made the comment, and this really sticks with me. We all have our own mission in this. We all play a role. And, if a person, even Dana, Deb, Mary, what if Mary had refused to play this role? There wouldn't be a voices of contact.
Are you seeing some
and this information wouldn't get out?
Ships, Mary? What's going on?
I might be. I'm hearing noises.
Did I get cut off earlier?
You were going like the max headroom thing. You were going, and then the next thing you know, you're moving forward, and you stopped, and
because I was like, all of you for me were frozen.
You were frozen.
Like, are we frozen?
It was just you. That's what I was kind of laughing.
They were on to shut me up today, I guess.
1 minute you're back in your chair, the next thing you're up front. And
yeah. All right.
Yeah, it was you.
I try to be entertaining even when I'm frozen.
Digital.
Okay, it's not me.
So for
Forgot to
this
mute.
very last clip, this talks about more about the friend that is on the craft with him and how he can tell that they are actually more from ET or more of them than he is.
Go back.
30 years.
And has she traveled a lot with you?
Sometimes.
And she has the same purpose you do?
It seems she's more of them than I am of them.
Like she's a bigger piece of them?
Say genetically. I don't know how to maybe say this exactly. She's created more of theirs by more of their stuff than I am created by their stuff. Though I that's weird.
That makes sense. So she has more of their genes.
I'm not untouched by them, but she is more directly of them.
Okay. Is there anything else important about what happened on that ship that you'd like to share?
No.
It makes me wonder, like, you would think if she was more of them and more connected, that she would have more of a memory.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now, so maybe it's that purpose that he's supposed to get her to remember.
Well, and again, I have to say, I think it's all for a reason that they are friends and that they are on the ship together. I'm sure she has her reasons, and I hope she listens to the show. It's scary for all of us to try to remember. But if she is more of them, wouldn't you think her message might be quite important?
Well, there's something to think about here. Maybe if she's more connected or more of them, they don't want her to come out with information because it's probably a little more detailed. And they don't really want, and that's another angle. Maybe that she would have too much information coming out and that's not time yet.
Right.
That's a good point.
Just a thought.
Hmm.
There's two ways to look at
I
it.
still think
this way.
Regardless,
That's what we're
I still feel strongly that she, and do we know this is a she? Yeah, okay. So I feel very strongly that she would benefit from a regression, working with this, finding the truth. I feel terrible that she does not have family support, but we'll all support her.
That's right.
We're the big galactic family.
And that's part of this whole, people coming together, people recognizing one another.
Amen to that.
We're supposed to be working together. So we're here for her, whoever she may be.
Are you okay there, Mary?
Oh, I'm good. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Just a strange man walking around. She's fine.
Some alien just came in.
Trying to gain
An alien. She's dealing with some strange guy walking around. I mean, she's cool as a cucumber over
He's
there.
got big black eyes and he looks gray. And
No. Now I'm looking around.
Right.
I'll tell you, it's happening. There's some strange stuff going on. I'm telling you.
Very much so. I
But we
agree.
love strange.
Yep, we love strange. Yeah,
We do, but sometimes it makes my head hurt.
it just seems like it's happening a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It does
Especially
seem
when
like
you
it's
can feel
happening
it.
more. I just wish they were a little more direct with it. That's just me being impatient, though, I think. Because
Yeah.
it would be chaotic. But
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
seems like so many years of different ways of doing this. And it's obviously not our touchy-feely human type of people doing it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cold bath, you know? Hey, we're going to take you for a few hours, like back.
This is what we do.
This is just, and you're not going to remember. You're not going to remember, you know, and then a host of other problems comes out of that, and then they start taking you again. So it's, I wish there was a more direct way, but
Like they call you up on the phone and say, "Hey, tonight we're gonna come."
like land in my yard and go listen.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember me? Because I showed up when you were 5, and you've seen me. So just remember that.
You don't have an option, but it's gonna be okay.
Well, my feelings are
exactly. We look weird, but
this is why. These are my feelings. I might be totally off base, but to me, this is why more people are remembering missing time. They're remembering contact. I mean, if they were to just show up here and start saying some of these things to us that we talk about on the show, we would lose it as human beings. I mean, we'd be terrified. But they're using other humans to give,
plant the seeds.
Plant the seeds, give the information, guide, help eliminate some of the fear. I think that they are becoming more direct, and they are working toward the whole unification, but they have to use us to get that word out because they can't do it. Can you imagine what would happen if they just showed up on our planet and said, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna have
I'd be like,
a year
thank you. At least I know now what's going on.
Well, we have to understand that being Homo sapiens humans, we are more. Mary, are you okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
That
look in your eyes.
feel very
Anyway,
committal.
we are very, as a species, we are very emotional and very, we have a lot of emotion. What am I trying to say? Feelings and stuff, like maybe other than other species or other people. And they're attracted to that. So that's one of the things they like about us, or don't like about us, whatever. Well, Mary, you're freaking me out, man. What's going on over there?
Oh, I think that's all we have for tonight's show.
Okay.
So you guys have a fabulous night, and
You
we'll see
too.
everyone next week.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
We're the voices of experiencers, and we are the experiencers of extraterrestrials. Just what's out there in the abyss, in the darkness of the unknown. It's time for disclosure, and it's time for truth, because what lies in the darkness brings powerful transformation. We're the bridge between two different worlds, with 1 foot in this reality and 1 in the next. The shift is here, along with profound integration. Just who are extraterrestrials, and what are their plans? It's time to find out with the Voices of Contact.